I was so far in my reflections when a light started to shine upon the subject from the laboratory table. My experiments began to reveal to me how airy and shadowy was this so-called solid body in which we walk. Certain chemical agents I have found to have the power to change and shake off the screen of flesh behind which we live. I will not enter deeply into this scientific part of my confession, first because I have been made to learn that the weighty cares of our life are bound forever on man's shoulders, and when the attempt is made to throw them aside, they return upon us with more awful pressure. Second, because, as this narrative will make only too clear, my discoveries were not complete. Enough, then, that I managed to produce a drug by which the evil powers within me took complete control of my mind and had so marked an effect upon my body, because they were still the expression of a natural part of me, that my features and outward form became changed beyond recognition. I hesitated a long time before I put this drug to the test of practice. I knew that I risked death in taking it, for any drug that controlled and shook my being to such an extent might destroy the feeble body that I looked to it to change. My eagerness to test so strange a discovery, however, at last persuaded me to make the experiment. I had long since prepared what I had best call simply the liquid that I needed. I obtained at once from a firm of wholesale chemists a large quantity of a particular salt, which I knew from my experiments to be the element most required. Then, late one night, I mixed my drug, watched it boil and smoke in the glass, and, with a strong glow of courage, I drank. I suffered the most terrible pains, as if my bones were being broken on the wheel, a deadly sickness, and a horror of the spirit that cannot be exceeded at the hour of birth or death. Then, as the sickness and the pain began to die away, I became to myself as if after a long illness. There was something strange in my sensations, something new and wonderfully pleasant. I felt younger, lighter, happier in body. The blood seemed to race quicker through my veins. I was conscious of a new, devil-may-care feeling that burned in me like a flame. I knew myself, at the first breath of this new life, to be far more wicked and quite full of original evil. In that moment, the thought delighted me like wine. I stretched out my hands, enjoying the wonderful freshness of these sensations, and was suddenly aware that I had become much smaller than the big, strong Dr. Jekyll whom all the world knew.